gosh, and the Lovers again. Hello, Hope. I've been guided to speak from the heart. There's a few things I need to get off my chest here. I tried to sit down on Friday to do a couple of readings, and literally, if you could imagine it, it happened in terms of getting in the way of things, getting in the way, quote unquote. So I feel like anyone who's in, and I'm intending that this reaches the right people and this resonates with the right people, but I feel like whoever I'm speaking to right now, understand that perfection is a form of protection. And I just dropped a card here, so we'll pick it up. Protection is a form, protection is a form. Protection is a form unto itself, but it has a spectrum, as much as anything else in this world has a spectrum of things, right? If you are trying to procrastinate from doing something that you feel in your heart you ought to be doing, this idea of having perfection around it is going to maybe stop you from that goal. And you need to recognize sometimes, what are we doing here? What are we doing to prevent ourselves from achieving the goal? Just got the Page of Swords that fell out here. I did write a few things, reminding myself to speak from the heart. So, see, as I'm trying to speak, it's not wanting to come out. There are forces at play, I guess I should say. There are forces at play that will have you, would prefer that you are sitting down, being quiet, not speaking your truth, just being distracted, making sure you're numbed out. Let them do it, not you do it. Oh boy, that's a big one. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Let them do it instead of you. Huh? Why not you? In fact, it probably should be you, if anything. Take that as a sign. Are you experiencing a lot of resistance? Are you experiencing that when you go to set out and to do something, to begin something that you have a vision for, and you hear it in your heart, it's speaking to you, is there distractions coming in? That is the other side of the coin, right? It's that other energy, that otherness. People like to call it devil energy. People like to call it demonics, whatever you want to call it, okay? We're not going to give it that much power. But it is the opposite. It is an opposing energy to the one that you have. You have that inspiration energy, then there's an opposing energy. That is just the way it is in this three-dimensional space that we live in. It is there. It exists, absolutely. But please don't take that as a note that you should stop. Hell no. I don't know if I'm supposed to say HE double hockey sticks, honestly. Still learning on YouTube. But that might be the thing. That feels right to me. That feels like the flow to me. So I know that as a, reflective mirror, I am, sort of giving insight here as to something you might be experiencing. And I just want you to remember, this world, I just writing down some things here, right? This world is so full of distractions. I know that, I spoke about it on the channel. I have been working on, or rather, a work has been on me. There is a work that has been happening within me and on me. And it's probably, a lot of it is what I've asked for. But, if you're someone who's neurodivergent, you might be on the ADHD, side of things. You're going to sometimes forget because we are ever present. I'll fully come clean here, right? I have ADHD. So what? That's been amazing for me to embrace, because usually when we have these sort of conditions, situations, we want to put a label on these things, we sort of look at it as a obstacle or roadblock. And yeah, it can have those moments, absolutely. But I shared with a friend just the other day, as I'm working on this idea of self-compassion, self-compassion, the biggest thing we all could be working on, I'm sure. But I said to her, she too has ADHD. And I was like, what if ADHD is here in us to teach us self-compassion? What if? What if that condition that you have, condition, I'm going to use air quotes here. What if it's there to teach you something? It's not just a roadblock. It's not just an obstacle. It can have those obstacle moments. It can have frustrations, but those are the opportunities where we can learn. And going back to the part where it's really easy to forget, if you're very present-minded, it's really easy to forget. Like I was having ascension symptoms. I was having a big, like huge downloads coming through, right? My energy was like up here. And then my body had to integrate all that and recalibrate, and it was actually quite uncomfortable. I woke up with headaches. I woke up with neck pain. Like everything, okay? And I had to integrate that. I had to sit with it. And then here I am trying to mission to get these like readings out and to get these videos out and to do it in a way that's authentic and meaningful. And, I'd sit and like the energy would crash. And then everybody would be really loud in the house. And like there comes a point where, maybe the pushing's too hard, right? Like maybe I have to call time of death on that one. I actually was like 11 minutes into a reading on Friday and it tanked right in the middle. Like bad. Like, I don't know if I saved it, but it would be good behind the scenes stuff. So my point being is that, I was feeling a lot of feelings after my body got back on track. And maybe you're feeling that too. I had lots of anxiety. I got triggered by people. And then I was reminded, like, actually, is this yours? Is that feeling that you're absorbing yours? You asked for healing. You asked to get the fear removed. Bing, bing. You asked not to get that anxious feeling. What happens when you have a wound or a cut? It often looks very nasty, very angry, right? Yucky before it gets better. So, very, very fascinating stuff. I'm curious why the Page of Swords wanted to pop out first and foremost, but I get this sense it's like beginning. For me, I'm starting this YouTube channel. Here it is, a communicative form. And, that's an area that I just love. So maybe there's a message that you need to get out as well. What's been sitting on your heart for a long time? What is it? I was going to do a reading about being, how you trigger people. And I don't even know if that's really the direction I need to be going in right now. So I might just go into what do we need to know right now, which is not very sexy sounding. Absolutely not. But we'll see what the title ends up being. I think this is one of my challenges at the moment is to go with the flow, right? Going back to that perfectionitis. Perfectionitis. And so here we be. It's interesting. Speaking of perfectionism, I'm checking to see if my music's still running. Could be, could not be. I guess we'll find out at the end. Okay. And my keynote is trying to start up. Keynote. So is there anyone out there who has a keynote speech coming up and you're kind of like freaking out about it? Is that possible? Or what is the key? What is the key that you need? Oh boy. All right. What's the key that you need? I just got this deck, the Everyday Witch Tarot. It's a mini deck by Deborah Blake. How cute is this? Like pocket worthy, right? Like is pocket size. Take it with you wherever you want to go. You be witchy, you be bringing it with you. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to put this away for now. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. So what is it that we need to know, right? Look at that. These are popped up. You can't make that stuff up. Two of those flipped up. So let's take a look at it. So we have the lovers. Aw, so cute with their little witches. Their little cats, I should say. They're familiars, right? So I'm trying to manage 2 cameras plus a microphone at the same time. So I'm going to try to work this as best I can. So the lovers, okay. I hear community. Community is really important here. You will have strength in numbers. You will be able to bring more into the three-dimensional and into fruition with other people. And, you know, that could just mean sitting down with someone and discussing goals. And there's the goal thing, right? The 10 of Swords. 2 of Swords, excuse me. Oh, maybe the 10 of Swords will appear. 2 of Swords. So, you know, discussing goals, finding out, like, are we on the same page here? And not just are we on the same page, but like, what page do we want to be on, and let's do it. So how are we going to do this together, right? How do we conjure what we want together? So one of the biggest things that's been coming through for me right now is this idea of that, in fact, and it's not a new idea, but it's how it sort of came into me and resonated is where it's like becoming like, whoa. But this idea that we do in fact live in a hologram, right? Use that imagination. And it's weird because I actually have a meditation. I haven't recorded it yet, but it is topical to that, which is really funny because I didn't even have those aha moments. So there's probably messages coming through for you that you don't even realize are going to be useful until later on. And that's the weirdest part about this whole space that we live in, this holographic space that we live in, right? Is that we will sometimes have something that happens before and then it's like present and it's past at the same time. Like it's all future and past and it's all happening now at the end of it all. It's literally all happening now. And I have lots of different things I could sort of share about that, but let's get more into this. Whoa, things like to fall. Okay, the Empress. Okay, so big ideas here with the Empress. She is full of ideas. Are you feeling full of ideas right now? There is so much around you. So you're being reminded right now that what you have available, the thing that you want to create, whether it's very much tangible right now in your space or not, right? Example, the very tangible would be like, I literally have everything I need for a YouTube channel. But I've been sitting on it for 4 years. Okay, so what in your life do you actually, if you were to look around at your resources, actually look around, what actually do you have available to you? And that could be around you or also inside of you. You know, I hear singing. Can you sing? Do you have a gift for that? Do you have a singing voice? Okay. Do you have a quiet place where you can go and sit and just sing? The car is an incredible place, believe it or not, to just go and sit and sing. So this is sort of calling upon, like, what are these resources available to you, right? Because it's all there. So this is like the action plan. I feel like there's an action plan. But again, if you want to manifest and you want to create and you want to do this, do it with someone else. There's an African proverb, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Hello, Hope. Hello, Hope. And the moon is at the bottom of the deck. I'm the intuitive mirror. My name's Hope. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. I'm new. What more can I say? You know how it works. This whole recent TikTok situation, we'll see how that kind of comes through. I was never on TikTok, so no harm, no foul. Well, that's good. That's avoidable, right? Yeah. Good instincts. Everything is always working out for your highest good. Being reminded to tell you that. Oh, something just popped in here. Let's see. These cute little 2 cards. Okay. Everything is always working out for you. So if something is kind of showing you contrast right now, just remember it's working out for you. There must be a reason. And I'm prompted to now also say, with regards to what I was saying earlier, if you're feeling a lot of resistance or you're feeling like, just you're not in the state that you are sort of expecting, there is that polarity, right? So I'm thinking about, and I am not a professional, this is entertainment purposes only, but if you're someone who is finding like you're feeling depressed, you're in a depressive state, then you have to understand that there is an alternate version of you at the other side of that spectrum calling your name, okay? That is not to say that this is like, oh yeah, one and done. Like, I get it. I fully understand this, okay? But I just want you to keep in mind that if this exists, so does that. Okay? If you're feeling unhealthy, guess what? There is also a healthy version there. It's literally like right beside you. The way I imagine this world is we are all in these spheres of experience, and we kind of like, we're little bubbles that bump into each other, right? We sort of like kind of have a little moment, and then we go over here, and then we go over there. But also with these bubbles, we're able to like levitate our energy basically and move to a different location. So start to visualize what location you would like to be in. That might be an actual literal location. And oh my God, the Two of Wands holding the world in his or her hand, right? I'm reversed here, so I'm trying to do it. There we go. Okay, and what is that? This is a new deck, so it's like a cute little gecko, and look at those. I'm loving these cats, man. They're great. But where do you want to go? And you can see the connection with the smoke, right? I look at that as communication. Even though the wands is a fire element, it's look at fire into air, right? Into communication. It's on the airwaves. Look how this connects, right? With the lovers. Again, it's about communication. And then the sun. So whether it's an actual physical location that you want to be a part of or an energetic location, I want to feel peace. I want to be in a location where I feel that self-compassion activate. I want to be in a location where I feel joy and contentment. I feel safe, at ease. Ding, ding. Okay, those qualities. I think I spoke about this before, but if you're looking for someone in your life, in your love life, right? And you're like, oh, where's my person? Where's my person? Where's my person? Or, you have someone who was in your life, but they're no longer, and you're kind of yearning for that. It's not necessarily the person that you're wanting. It's the qualities of that person that you appreciated. So I'm being called to remind that if you have a little journal, I highly suggest you crack that baby open. Use the notepad in your phone if you need to. That's totally fine. Write down a list of qualities. Take the label off of it, right? Take that label off of it. You want to go live on the beach side? Don't say which beach, but describe the beach. It is clean, it is warm, it is safe. It's beautiful. I have a good view. I have trees. I have beautiful neighbors, people I really love, right? Qualities as opposed to labels. Get the labels off of those things. Take the labels off of it and appreciate the energy. If you're someone who's in a relationship, you're trying to label something, right? Oops, I just hit my ring light. Sorry about that. Okay, let's not label it. But let's go with the safety. Let's go with the feeling of being at ease with each other. Let's go with the humor, right? Let's go with that. And if it's not leading towards those qualities, then we need to pedal back and sort of look at this again. Is the person with whom I'm spending time, are they bringing the qualities into this experience that I'm looking for, right? What part do I bring to the table as well? And I'm hearing meditation. I didn't do my meditation this morning. I did have a sleep though, which is a type of meditation. So I kind of took it as that. I'll be doing mine later, but I am hearing meditating. We're all being called right now on a global scale to get more in tune with ourselves. I'll be honest with you. I am tickled to see this whole TikTok thing go down. Honestly. Because creators aside, business people aside, those who were able to sort of calibrate with that, those people aside, it is a huge distraction. It is a huge distraction, taking us away from our actual selves. I'm sort of on a bit of a militant rampage with this lately, and, might not get followers because of that, but I need to speak it because it just takes you. It sucks the life out of you. I see it with young people all the time. I work with teenagers on occasion, and I watch that, and they just gloss over. You lose them. You lose yourself. Have you ever sat with a partner or a friend, and then you see them go into their phone? It's weird. It's an energy thing. It's a shift, but they kind of disappear. I could go further, but I'm not going to on that. Not right now. Too early. Too early in the day. The sun. So here she is. Where'd she go? This beautiful empress, okay? And not gender specific, okay? Take the energy of this. You've heard pregnant with possibility, right? Male identifying figures can also be pregnant. Pregnant with possibility. They can have a pregnant pause, meaning a pause that's full of something, right? So take it as it resonates. But the Empress energy here, she is pregnant or appears to be on the verge of it. And here we are with a celebration with the sun. And it's interesting because Maiden Mother Crone has been popping up. Something I think I might be doing a reading around in a little while. But here they are, all in celebration. So we're going to take that as a format. Again, going back to the idea of community. Community. I look at YouTube as a community. You know, I was examining why I was into readers, like, and specific readers. You know, a couple of male readers I've looked at. But for me, as a person who identifies as being female, and I'm in a male-dominated household. And I am far away from my best friends who are here in the world, and you know, sisters and aunties and things like that. They're on another side of the country, and I was like, why do I always watch these videos? And I realized it's more about that feminine connection and that idea of community. So you can find community in different ways, is what I'm trying to say. So here we have the Seven of Cups. Oh, I love this card. So this is really, oh my gosh, this is like choosing what you want. You literally have anything you can choose from. This is affirming. The spirits are affirming right now. My spirit guides, my team, your team. They're affirming right now. Literally just write down what you want. What's your order? Can I take your order? That's been a hard one for me lately, I'll be real. Maybe it's been hard for you too. Oh wow, 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. What's your order? And you'll get it. Hologram. Let's trust the hologram. Play with it. Play with it. Have fun with it. If it's feeling too big to ask for the really, really big thing, play with it and have something fun. Do the small thing. What's the small thing you can do? Write down that order. So I see here like all sorts of different cups that represent different things. You know, we have love, we've got like fortune, we have a beautiful home, security, you know, beautiful ideas, spirituality, health, wisdom, wellness, like all of those things might be hard to measure if you're new to manifesting. That is very, very possible. So if that is the case, let's play with something tangible and small. What can you do that's tangible and small? I'm going to share something that I do with my kids, but I have it in a video form. It's pretty cool, but you could have so much fun with this, right? Like start envisioning like a certain flavor of bubblegum that you'd like. Start thinking about bubblegum. Think about all the types of bubblegum. I'm using this as an example, but for some people that might be a good way to go. Right? We don't feel any certain way about bubblegum, right? It's fairly neutral. So put that down. What kind of bubblegum? Oh, I love bubblegum. I love when it's fresh and I chew it and sort of describe those qualities. Put that down, right? And just, you know, write it down. Don't just think about it. Don't just speak it. You can speak it, but if you really want to bring it into the physical, write it down. My nose is getting super itchy right now. Oh my goodness. It's like, maybe I'm on the nose. Maybe I'm onto something. I'm not sure if there's a spiritual meaning for itchy noses. I've heard that, you know, when spirit's speaking to you, sometimes it's, you'll feel this sparkle over you or this, that's how I receive that information anyways, like a little bit of a tingle. So if you're getting little tingles and things like that, then maybe you're on the right path. That's a really good clue. But going back to it, the tangible, writing it down, get into the descriptive format of it. It goes into the present. And then you're capable of, what's the word that I want to say here? Going back to it to affirm that which you were setting out to do. Does that make sense? Right? Oh, someone just gave me some bubble gum today. Okay, we're talking too much about bubblegum, but I hope you get what I'm saying here. Paying attention to things is always a good idea. But also don't worry. If you're being concerned with how something might be coming across, that's coming up here as I am double checking to make sure I'm still on the right music channel. Okay, so there we are. I feel like I just saw 777. That might mean something to some people. Wow. Okay, lots to pull down there. We're gonna just a minute. That felt like a lot. Again, I'm the intuitive mirror. If you're still here, thank you so much. You know, lots of angel numbers coming up recently. It's really tricky because, you know, there's a sense of like militant. There's a militant feeling of spirituality coming through. And I don't mean this as being militant on others, but being really disciplined and militant with yourself, with establishing things. Okay, so Seven of Swords. So this is an interesting one because here's a situation where I'm not necessarily receiving this exactly as the card might be laid out, but this is what I feel about it. Oh God, I'm getting lots from this actually. Okay, so Seven of Swords in this one is like, here's someone who's like, as they've been going along their journey, their way, they're like, oh, I want this. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. You know, offers, like accepting just any offer as it comes along because of a lack mindset and sort of thinking like, well, it's here. I just did this, like literally did this in the last 6 months. Okay, so it's very present in mind for me. But well, I'm here. Okay, it's there. It just arrived. I'll take it, sure. As opposed to maybe waiting for the thing that you really want. You're just taking it. So you take up all these things, maybe commitments, maybe a certain job that you're not exactly jazzed up about, maybe a project, maybe you told someone you'd help them with something, but you maybe didn't really want to, but you kind of went along with it. Okay, this is what I'm getting from this. And then you're so full, your schedule is so full that when you finally see the actual thing that you're like, oh, that's exactly what I want, there's no space for it. You couldn't take it, you can't commit, or you can, but it's going to be a real difficult unraveling of all the other commitments, or you feel like you can't take it. So there's a couple things with that. So I'm going to remind you, yes, you can say yes to anything, and you can say no to literally anything. And yes, there will be people that will be disappointed. That's just the way it is. You can't control those people's responses. That's also just the way it is. That's taken me a really long time to learn. Still learning it. You know? That nice girl syndrome? Poof. I know there's nice guy syndrome too. Try being Canadian and nice girl. It's like double difficult, you know? So you want to try to create just enough space to allow for new to come in. If your hand is full and it's like this, here, that's a perfect example. You're clutching onto something. How can you just receive something that's falling out of the sky? Okay. I listen to all sorts of different spiritual teachers. I listen to Yogananda. I listen to Ram Dass. I listen to Joel Osteen. Like I listen to all sorts of different teachers. Joel Osteen actually shares a story about he was jogging and this leaf as he was running falls down from a tree and literally lands into his hand because his fists were not clenched, but rather they were open. Right? And it was just a little nudge for him. It's a beautiful story. He felt moved by it. He felt it was a sign. It was an affirmation for him, right? So we want to make sure we have enough space for ourselves to allow for the divine to surprise us with tremendous blessings and opportunities. I also channel, but it's new still for me. I don't channel. I have not channeled in public all that much. It comes through. We all channel every day. If you're writing, you're singing, you're drumming, you're painting, you're drawing, like you're doing any of those things, they are channels. They're forms of channeling. But if I shift a little, just let's go with the flow with me, okay? Anyway, so you're being reminded to not fill up too much on things that you're not really jazzed about. So my new 2025 is if it's not a heck yes, it's probably a heck no. Right? If you're not like, oh, yeah, I want to do that, right? Then it's probably a no. And that can be really tricky. I get it because we need to feed ourselves and our families and all of that. However, you'd be surprised by if you follow that sort of blissful feeling of the sparkly yes, then you'll be provided for. And I see here too, this Seven of Swords is pretty full for a tiny little card. I see here too, like there's actually two worlds, right? One's in shadow. Your shadow or her shadow or the shadow is being cast upon one of those worlds, okay? That could be, and just a reminder about your perspective, being mindful of perspective, or also like the polarities. I'm also hearing, as you are making decisions about that with which you want and that one you want to see manifest, I can't even speak it, so that's part of it, okay? Being mindful and clear with yourself. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself, okay? We're not going to manifest on a night that we're hungover, right? We're not going to write down that what we want when we've just had a big argument with someone that we love and care for. We can't do that because it's not going to be the vibrational match that you want. And so I posted something on the community page just today about making sure you are absolutely diligent about your self-care. It doesn't have to be big, but it should be consistent and it should mean something to you. It should resonate with you. That's where I can go off about this, but ritual is really important. People go, oh, ritual, that's, old school, whatever. Or, if you do belong to a certain faith institution that's quite large, they have ritual, but then anything outside of that, they say, oh, no, don't do that. You know what? Ritual is really important. You have an ex, and, I feel someone's gut just went, bleh. There's an ex that I'm sorry that I brought this up. Maybe I should have said a trigger warning there. But there is an ex that you're sort of feeling attached to, and I feel it in my sacral right now. So I'm so sorry. I send you much love. Oh, love you. It's okay. It's okay. It's hard. It's hard. I'm getting emotional. I feel it. Whoever's out there receiving this. I know it's very tricky. It's very, very tricky. This is where meditation, you get your body sort of set and centered. I'm just going to try to let go of that energy if I can, just so I can be of help. Help and service. Okay. Recalibrating. So here we go. You meditate, you get yourself settled, you get calm, you get neutral. You feel more at center and at peace with yourself, and then you take that picture and you shred it. Tear it. Split it. What is that? Split it? Scissors? Whatever. Shredding it is what I'm hearing. Shredding it. You tear it, and then you tear it again, then you tear it again. Oh, I feel like buzzing in my mouth. So I think I'm speaking some truth for some people out there. Do that. That's part of ritual that's so good for letting go. So, so good. I did a reading for someone many years ago. He was such a delightful man, but he was single and living alone. And he had this person he was still kind of pining over. And, as I'm doing the reading, God bless him. And this is awesome because it was his willingness to do this, right? That's part of it. You got to be ready. Got to be willing. That's why I say get centered first. But looked at him and I was like, yeah, she's beautiful. She's all those things, but tear it up. And he did right in front of me, right in front of me. He was so lighter. Do you know what? I'm not kidding. Within 3 weeks to a month, he was with this beautiful woman, new. They ended up moving in together. I saw that unfold within a span of months, like 3 months or so. He'd been single for years. Because I lived in the same building as this guy. So, but his willingness, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that it was his willingness and trust. And in this moment, that I was that for him. Okay? I was representing that for him. And for others, it might not be me, but it might be someone else. But just trust. You do this thing, and things will come. And once they do, please share it in the comments. I would love to hear. We need to start sharing our testimonies. I get a little shy when I'm on other readers' channels. I get sheepish around it. Get an alternate channel then. Get a testimony channel. Get your channel of testimony together. That's what I'm doing here. And then go out and start putting your comments down about your testimonies if you don't want to, out yourself. Because we have that. I get it. That's a big one. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. I've been feeling this urge right now. Okay. 8 of Swords. Snap, crackle, pop. From the 7 of Swords to the 8 of Swords. So this is, what I feel this is communicating to me is, this is part of that ignoring. I'm so distracted by the fact that my nails are not done. Right? Distractions abound. That's what that's confirming. For sure. Again, going back to that idea of perfection, going back to that idea of like, oh, well, I don't have cute nails. I can't start my YouTube channel, or I don't have my makeup done, or my hair is messy today, or whatever. Yeah, well, if you build it, they will come. Who cares? It's coming. It's coming, right? So this says a lot. This is, first of all, Spirit with this little bird here. Spirit has been speaking to you. Spirit is speaking to you all the time. You've just not been in a position to hear it. And building off of that 7 of Swords, what am I trying to say here? Let me just get centered. Yeah, taking on too much is not going to work. Taking on too much is not going to work. The thing that's interesting about this 8 of Swords, in other decks, it's very clear that the woman in the center is actually not tied up. Like, she could easily loose herself from the bondage that she has experienced. So it's mental, right? And that's what the swords are. It's mental. It's communicative. It's air. So, mental bondage. What sort of prisons and traps? What sort of, ding ding, what sort of excuses have been put in place? What are those excuses that are laying there? You just heard a few examples from earlier from me. What are the excuses that are getting in the way of you being able to go and journey into your highest version of yourself, going to that location, that vibrational location, energetic location, or actual location, okay? I take all of this, like, look at how the cat's working here, right? The cat's trying to sort of like go, that's not dangerous. If the cat knew it was dangerous, and I look at that as almost like an intuition or inner knowing, okay? It's your familiar, it's your guide. That's an illusion. That sword, not really sharp. That little kitty's touching it, it's safe. You have enough room to move. You can get out of that situation. Yes, but. I hear that. Yeah, but. I was going to get a shirt done about, got a case of the yeah buts. Okay, do you have any yeah buts that are coming up when I'm saying this? Is that triggering? What are they? Don't take it personally. Don't take that feeling personally. Okay? Anxieties, don't take it personally. Just use it as a learning tool. What am I learning here? What is this teaching me here? That's why, again, I'm going back to you must be diligent as a practitioner in this world. You cannot just be passive. People will talk in some real talk language here. People will also talk in very like hashtag new age, hashtag spiritual, you know what I'm saying? I get that, but we can end up hearing it on deaf ears. I feel that sometimes, and I mean no disrespect, but I hear that with sometimes people who are very into the Christian church, and you hear the, trademark language basically coming out of their mouths. And that might be something that actually resonates with them. That's very possible. It just doesn't feel like it's coming from them directly. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to disparage anyone's practice because, like I said, I go to all different types of teachers. But what's your authentic language? What is your authentic truth and language? Who cares what other people think? Who cares what other people think? My God. Yeah, I'm a goof. I am actually for real a goof. Okay. Yeah, I'm a goof, see? And we all are. And that's our inner child. This Page of Cups right here. Gosh, what a beautiful, beautiful little card this is. Spirit, right? Like, that's our inner child. Taking off the cloak, taking off the witch's hat, putting down the broom for a second. There's this sweet little, inner artist who's got some inspiration, some ideas. If you haven't put your vision board together yet, now do it. You don't have the opportunity to print things off of the internet, then draw it. Get a few markers, could be Crayola, who cares? As long as you're inspired. If you're looking, you're like, oh, I'm going to use those markers. Oh, I'm going to use that piece of paper. And you're inspired to do it, then follow the inkling for that. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I didn't expect this to come out as such today. There is this tendency for me to lean into that manifestation thing. I'm big on it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what unfolds. If you're here already and subscribed, then I'm really thankful for you being here because, this is a journey and we're going to, something I think popped, but I'm not sure. This is a journey that we get to go on together. This is so exciting. We get to create our grid, realigning a grid. Wow. Speaking of, the Hierophant, so like a teacher, right? Do you have your inner teacher? Can you teach someone else? Right? We're all at different spots on the journey. Are you able to teach someone else? And the Ace of Pentacles. What a gift. The gift. Not everyone can be a teacher. I fully get that, right? Not everyone can just break it down for someone, but I'm sure you all have, you have some wisdom, right? You have wisdom that you could probably share to someone and it would make sense to them. So something beautiful is coming. Something beautiful is on the horizon. Thursday, for some people, I hear Thursday because the start of the week is on its way. But for Thursday, something big is coming. This is beautiful. Spirit, my divine team, my angels, guardian angels, I want to thank you for being here. My spirit guides. Is there anything else that we need to know? Anything specific? We're talking some big theory stuff here. And I thank you for being here again. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, don't forget to like and share. Comment down below. Testimony. Going back to that singing thing. Got some singers. I know I have artists that come through here and will be coming through here even more so. All right, King of Cups. Great. Holy jumping. Surrounded by, so King of Cups, so it's interesting because Cups is supposed to be emotional, but, I don't get this guy. He's not giving me that sort of vibe right now. He's surrounded by emotion. Ooh, that's what it is for 4 on my timer right now. He's surrounded by emotions, but isn't actually overwhelmed by them. Okay, that's good. That's as much a note for me as for you. Witness your emotions. Witness what comes through as you journal, meditate, sit in the tub, whatever it is, go for a walk. But don't take it personally. Just observe and go, oh, okay, interesting. Thank you for showing me that, what I can learn. Right? But lots of abundance available here. Again, this is me being reminded about, following your intuition and your inner nudges will take you to something great. So start small again. I say that again. If you're feeling like, oh, it's too big for whatever, start small. Jeffrey Allen White is a guide. He's a teacher. I discovered him online and, I'm not deep into his teachings yet, but he speaks of how he took himself from being an IT guy, just regular old IT guy wearing his beige slacks, his Dockers to work, working in the office. And he started meditating and then he started following the nudges from his spirit guides. And it has now taken him to this miraculous, beautiful place. I think I've spoken about him once before. So hello, go talk to him. Go look at his readings. Go look at his teachings. But following the nudges, even if it doesn't make sense. Logical sense, right? What's logic? What's logic anyways? My goodness. What is it? Well, it's very helpful, because like, yeah, sure. Yeah, if you're measuring like liquids. How do you measure intention? You can't measure intention. You can't measure magic. How do you measure magic? How do you measure power? You can kind of measure strength, external strength, but you can't measure inner strength. Woohoo! Wheel of Fortune. We're on the right track here, kids. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Affirming. That's an affirmation. Confirming. Yes, that is what you need to be doing. We need to follow those instincts. Same activity. See that cat? Of course, cats do that, but see that mirror? There's the mirror right there, right? Going out for the fish, rolling the dice, having some fun. Take a chance. Again, very good cards, my friends. I've got some very high vibe people tuning in, so thank you. That's a compliment to me. I am honored that you are here because you saw this from earlier. So write down what you want, following your intuition, and guess what? New cycle begins. What is it that you want? You got it. You take your pick. It can be more than one thing. It could be all things. It could be all things. And if that's bringing something up when I say that, then that's something worth exploring, right? If you're getting that whole, I can't have it all moment, then that's something worth exploring. I'm hearing laughter right now in my household, so that's a good sign. All right, I'm going to utilize one more deck for just one more card. I got this from Meta Tarot Studio on Etsy. This deck is beautiful. I can't remember what the deck is called. I'll find out though, and I'll try to tag and do all that fun stuff as I can. As I'm now a teacher with a channel, I need to make sure I do the things that the resources are asking to be dictated here. Oh my gosh, and the Lovers again. We started with that. There they are in the other deck. Oh, glory be. That is amazing. That is gorgeous. You know what I take from this? This is not about that earthly partner. This is about your spiritual team. That's your spiritual team right there telling you, we got this, I got you. I'm here for you. I love you. That's what's happening here. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. If you're like, I don't know how to hear them, I don't know, ask for a very clear sign. And write it down again. Write it down. Because we get distracted, right? Write it down. The sign that you asked for. Put a date on it. It'll come up. Ask, please make it super clear to me. Like, ask for something ridiculous for a sign so that they can show you that they're present and here for you. They love you so much. Just waiting for you to ask, right? I think on my failed reading of Friday, I spoke about the word, right? The word is written. The word is then read by you and spoken, and then you ask. That's the action, and then God will give it to you, right? So that's just a little reminder there. Okay. Also curious about how your angels and guardians and spirit guides will be speaking to you, and what else do I want to say about that other than, if you found this valuable by any means, I would appreciate a comment, a like, or a share. You are incredible, and don't forget who you are. And if you're one of those people who now are TikTok refugees in the wastelands of the internet, then let's take this time as an opportunity to sort of, what time did I put into that? Now is back. It's mine again. What can I do now differently? Okay. I love you so much. This was a longer reading than I expected, but I think it was a good one. I feel jazzed about this. I love you so much. It will find you at the right time. I'm intending that this finds the right people at the right time. Thank you so much. Be well. Love you.